Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of economic boycotts going on. Now, I don't want to get into the politicking of it, but yes, it's regarding the war, which I don't even want to touch on that much. So, anyway, there's been a boycott, and certain things have been boycotted, like Starbucks and McDonald's, Burger King. It's been, an economic boycott on the holidays, and these things are turning out to be very effective. And that's the part I want to discuss. Economic boycotts do work if you get a lot of people involved and willing participants. Economic boycotts was the tool that Dr. Martin Luther King used whenever, we were mistreated too much in these locations, and that's something that never changed. That's why you see us out and about in a store and somebody accusing you of stealing when no stealing took place. They did that back then and they do that to this very day. You can tell they are very much their forefathers for real. So let's get into it. So Starbucks lost $11 billion in market value in just 2 weeks. That is like insane amount of money that they have lost. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know too many people that are going to miss having an $8 cup of coffee. You know, when the coffee at your house tastes way better anyway. And that's my opinion and I stick with it. So, Starbucks is receiving backlash from a lot, not only their union, because they've been going under a lot of fire from employees regarding unions, and and their stance in the war. So the economic boycott actually began in the middle of October, and it has had a great impact on Starbucks market value. So the company's market value decreased for 12 straight days. This is according to the Wall Street Journal, accruing estimate of $11 billion in lost market value, encouraging speculation regarding the role of the boycott. Now, one thing I can tell you they will absolutely never do, especially in the media in this country, they're not going to admit when an economic boycott works. They're going to just play like nothing is being impacted. In the beginning, after Black Friday, they were reporting all these record numbers, this and record number that. All you got to do is sit and wait a few days, ladies and gentlemen. Then you'll see the stories come out, which I already did a video on, of how Black Friday turned out to be a bust. They did not earn the money that they wanted to see. Now, a lot of stores heavily depend on Black Friday to recoup any losses during the year. And they did not get that this past Black Friday. So the stories start inching out that no, they didn't do well on Black Friday at all. And remember, again, there was an economic boycott going on in the country over the war. And people said, don't do Thanksgiving. In fact, don't go out and spend your money through the entire holiday season. So, starting from Thanksgiving all the way up to January, New Year's. And in many cases, they're saying they're going to go way beyond that. So, if you got to buy the necessities only. That is the message that is out here. I've seen it all over social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I've seen the message everywhere. You just shop for necessities and that's it. And I've even seen the videos where people are saying, wow, they got so much money left over that they normally would have spent. Well, that's always a good thing, especially if you gain from these economic boycotts, and that's a good thing. I'm talking about financially, I'm not talking about the war. So, ladies and gentlemen, um, so a Boston University professor with expertise in economics, labor, and employment said that there are many economic factors that can influence a company's market value, but boycotts can't be ruled out as a question. And, the media in this country won't even consider putting that out. They want you to believe that businesses always do good, and they really don't. In America, a lot of times it fluctuates for many businesses, and sometimes they'll have the illusion that they're doing well, but when you start looking at the company itself, they're not doing well at all. And I've worked for companies like that where they weren't doing well at all, but they were still able to get loans and everything. And I know I told y'all about that before. So 9% is a pretty big loss in market value stock. So it doesn't happen, you're normally on a day-to-day basis, but this looked like it is really working. So mid-October, Starbucks sued Workers United, a union organizing its workers, and they were boycotting then, and then they were boycotting after the Israel Hamas war started. It wasn't just the people trying to be part of the unions and their employees, it started becoming the general public. So, what kicked it off? They posted their solidarity for one side. Okay. I'm not going to tell you which side because, like I said, I don't want to get heavily into it. But that's what kicked off the boycott. And then they deleted their solidarity. But of course, that didn't stop anybody from coming out against Starbucks. Okay, so after Starbucks sued Workers United, international backlash, including allegations that Starbucks supported one side in the Israel Hamas war. The company stated in October that it does not provide financial support, but people called for their boycott anyway. So that, coupled with ongoing push to unionize Starbucks, a lawsuit raised international awareness and dislike of the company and sparked a fierce boycott against them. Social media posts featured hashtags boycott Starbucks, garnering millions of views. And, there are, like I said, quite a few videos out of people openly saying they stopped going to Starbucks, or they would eat or have their coffees on a regular basis, and they have absolutely stopped going and starting to make their own coffees at home. And by the way, if y'all want to know how to make more of a gourmet coffee at home, look at some of the YouTube videos where people have actually been able to make a lot of the coffees they make anyway. And there's all kinds of good recipes, and I've tried a few of them, and they're pretty good. So if you go out there and just put in, like coffee recipes, and it'll show you different ways you can make your own gourmet coffee at home, especially if that's something you like. And chances are you probably already have a lot of the ingredients that's necessary to even make it. So, hey, it's homemade is always better at the end of the day. And many of you already know that. So the losses that Starbucks is taking is great. It is great. And somebody said in a video I watched yesterday, it's always fun to make Wall Street cry. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. And You know, it goes back, like I said, this is what Dr. King was talking about when you have issues with these businesses. There is nothing that can beat an economic boycott on them. Nothing. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.